Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tony and I am currently playing Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, or whatever it's called, and talking to you guys about my family's trip to California over Christmas. So our third day, we went to Disneyland a second time. And this day it was chilly, but it didn't rain. So that was very nice. We were so relieved to not have rain. Like, so relieved to not have rain. And so we ended up going on quite a few more rides. I think we had dinner reservations again that night somewhere in the park. Yeah, we did. It was a place on Main Street. And we ended up going on Big Thunder Mountain again. I think we did, what's it called? Pirates a second time too. But then we also did the Matterhorn bobsled. Matterhorn bobsleds. We did the Finding Nemo submarine thing, which I did not want to do because to me it just felt like claustrophobia central. And it kind of was, but it wasn't as awful as I was imagining. Like, it was a little awful, but it wasn't the worst. And the whole reason that we actually went on that one is because it supposedly had like a super short line. It was not a short line. And then the kids, we were debating on if we wanted to do Fantasmic, because the kids really wanted to go back to the hotel, by this point, because, they were just tired. It's been a long trip, tired. But Fantasmic is Lucas's favorite, and so Lucas Lucas really wanted to do it, but he was really worried about being selfish. Like, he didn't want to upset his siblings by wanting to do this when he knew that they really would not want to do it. And I was like, buddy, it's not selfish if you want to do this. Like, it's not selfish of you. But he was really concerned about coming off as selfish by wanting to go. And as we're walking by, we realized that, like, everybody is, like, gathering by the thing. And I'm like, are people really lining up this early? So then I checked my little thing and I realized that Fantasmic starts in like 10 minutes. So we get these amazing seats right in the front. And I was like, are you kidding me? And so we ended up watching Fantasmic. And let me tell you, Lucas's face this whole entire like time made that the most worth it thing like ever. Like ever. He just, he loved it. He loved it so much. And that, of course, made my day, seeing how happy he was. And so, we did end up going to the restaurant that we had reservations for, and it was so good. Like, I loved that restaurant. It was probably my favorite place that we went to eat. Probably the whole time that we were in California, honestly. I think my kids would probably agree, too. It was just amazing. And we had fun. And I would say that our last day in the parks was probably the best out of all of the days, even though, not even though, because like weather-wise, I think it was probably the best. And we had a lot of fun. We got to go on, a lot of rides that we really liked. And I had wanted to get a picture of, what do you call it? I'd wanted to get a picture of, It's a Small World at night, and I finally got it, our second day, so that was good. Okay, I am actually going to go and get some more lives, because this is just too scary. But yeah, it was a really good time on that last day, I would say. I don't know that, sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. This is why I'm so bad at telling stories and doing these kinds of videos. But it was my children that suggested that I tell the story of our trip, because it was definitely quite an adventure, this trip. And, we something. Oh, we actually also, we spotted, like, we weren't gonna, like, sit and watch the fireworks, because we like the fireworks okay, but they're not something that we, like, desperately need to see every trip, you know? But we, wanted to, one second so I can concentrate on what I'm doing. We wanted to, see Fantasmic for sure, so I wasn't that concerned about the fireworks. And we ended up, like, they were going off. This was actually, I think, before we realized that Fantasmic hadn't happened yet. We were going, or maybe it was right after, yeah, no, it was right after Fantasmic, because the fireworks were right after Fantasmic, because it goes Fantasmic, fireworks, then another Fantasmic, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so we ended up walking through Star Wars Land again, or Galaxy's Edge, I think is what it's called, because Matthew wanted to get something for his dad, and I wanted to get something for my brother-in-law. And we ended up catching the fireworks, like, through Galaxy's Edge, and it was actually really cool. I'll make sure that the photo dump that I have on Instagram, which, go ahead and go follow my Instagram, or just go check out my Instagram. It's not, you know, to follow it if you don't want to. You can just go look at the post. It's not, it's public. But I'll have a photo dump, and I'll make sure that I put one of the pictures that I took from, like, of the what do you call it? The fireworks through, like, Galaxy's Edge when we were walking through. It was really cool, and that was pretty much all that we watched for the fireworks. I know that they do, like, the cool castle projections and all that kind of stuff for Christmas, but honestly, we did not even want to deal with the craziness that would have been the crowds of people for the fireworks, because the kids already are not super huge fans of crowds, and if you add crowds that are, or I mean fireworks and, like, loud sounds, and it's a lot. So we decided to skip out on, like, actually watching the fireworks, and just ended up only watching them, like, from afar, which is totally fine with me. We have seen the Disneyland fireworks quite a few times, or Disney World, I mean, quite a few times over the years, and I know that obviously all fireworks are a little bit different, but you know, it wasn't anything super major for us. We didn't really care that much about it. And but yeah, Fantasmic was just phenomenal. It was so good, and it honestly wasn't really that different from the Fantasmic that they have in Disney World, but we were at, like, a different angle, and there was a gigantic pirate ship, like for Pirates of the Caribbean, that we do not have in Florida, I don't believe. So that was really cool. And then the Matterhorn was a really fun ride. We did Big Thunder Mountain. What's the other one that we did? We didn't do Splash Mountain because it was cold, so the kids wouldn't do it, even though the wait time for that one was, like, tiny the whole time. We did not end up doing Space Mountain. Trying to remember what rides we went on that would, like, be cool to talk about. There's quite a few that we didn't go on, honestly. Like, that's the thing, is I really enjoyed going to Disneyland. I'm very glad that we went to Disneyland. It was a fun time. I'm glad that we went at Christmas, simply because it's really cool to be able to see the parks at Christmas time. And I don't regret going by any stretch of the imagination. But in the future, if the kids and I want to go to Disneyland, we will 110% be going when it is not a holiday season. Because the lines were ridiculously long. Like, I don't think I can describe to you, like, they were long. And the lines are always going to be long, in the parks. Like, it's a fact of life that the lines are going to be long for a lot of the time. But, like, these were, I can't even describe to you the longness. You know what I mean? Like, these were long lines. And so we ended up probably spending the bulk of our day, each day, waiting in lines. Like, I think the most rides that we went on was probably 6 rides. And that is not a lot of rides for a Disney park. We typically can do much more than 6 rides a day, during a Disney trip. But in this particular situation, because it was so crowded, and like there was a point on our last day, I think it was when we were walking through Galaxy's Edge, and like as we were leaving, everybody was gathered watching the fireworks, and the fireworks hadn't ended yet, so people weren't trying to leave yet. And I remember walking through, and it was just so not crowded. There was, few scattered people here and there. The lines were super short for every ride. It was because like I said, everybody was watching the fireworks. And I remember thinking, this is what I miss about our Disney World trips. Because, like, obviously we've gone at Disney World times when it's ridiculously crowded as well. But we also would tend to book our Disney World trips for, like, more of an off-season because, like I said, we've gone so many times. So it wasn't super important to go during, whatever. Plus, before, I didn't, like now with my job, I literally cannot. I have to go during, like, Christmas break, school break, stuff like that because of my job. But before, I was working from home, and I didn't really care that much about pulling the kids out of school for trips, so I would. But yeah, in the future, I would absolutely prefer to take a Disney World trip that is not during Christmas. I wouldn't mind doing it in the summer because even though obviously it's still going to be a little bit busy in the summer, it's not going to be as bad as the week between Christmas and New Year's, which is historically the worst time to go to a Disney park. I shouldn't say it's the worst. It's like a combination. It's like the best and worst. You know what I mean? Like, it's a terrible time to go, but it's also an amazing time to go. So it's very, very hard to... It's hard to explain because it's absolutely amazing to go during that time. It was so much fun. Like, the Christmas, it was so Christmassy. I loved it. There were people singing Christmas carols, there were Christmas lights. Everything was Christmassy, and I loved it. But next time, we definitely want to go when it's less crowded because... less crowded. So anyway, I'm going to end that here, and I will tell you guys about our train ride up to Northern California in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you